Waves of showers and thunderstorms putting down torrential rains across much of our region. We'll focus on the possibility of flooding coming up.
An unusual ending to a police chase in Lexington. How police say the suspect's SUV crashed into a police cruiser.
A woman accused of killing a man in Knox County tells us from jail that it was self-defense.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
Good evening. It is just what we do not need during an already wet summer, but tonight more heavy rain is moving across parts of the bluegrass.
That's right. We're tracking the threat for flash flooding. We've declared a WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day. For the latest, we begin with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. Chris?
Yeah, guys, over the past hour, we've been watching a slow-moving thunderstorm into Bell County around the Pineville area. Check out this shot of the streets into downtown Pineville, covered with at least a foot of water here. And look at the cop car here, the police car that has water right up to the headlights of that car. That is Pineville into Bell County. As of right now, they are under a flash flood warning, and several counties into southern and southeastern Kentucky are now under flash flood warnings for storms that are slow movers and putting down tremendous amounts of rain. Let's get you in on the area that we were just looking at. Middlesboro up to Pineville here into Bell County. It's steady, moderate rains right now. The heavy downpour that we had is now just off to our east and northeast as you hear the thunder rolling over my head here on Winchester Road in Lexington. Manchester into Clay County. Very heavy rain that then works back to the north and northwest through McKee into Mount Vernon, the Conway area, and around Berea. Southern Kentucky, look at all the heavy rains moving through parts of Casey County, Russell County, Wayne, McCreary, Whitley County, and right on top of Somerset here into Pulaski County. Numerous counties, again, down here under flash flood warnings. Heaviest rain is just to the east of Richmond here into Madison County. A lot of heavy rain, thunder, and lightning into Berea. Here's what we're seeing on the east side of town. That's a slow mover, too. So if you're watching this right now, into parts of Clark County, southern Bourbon County, and far eastern Fayette County. This is a torrential rainmaker that can quickly drop a couple of inches and create some local high water issues. The rest of downtown Lexington, a lighter brand of rain. But we go to 3D Defender to show you that this storm is now beginning to spike up, and it's very slow moving. That means it's putting down a lot of heavy rains as well. 3D Defender showing the storm that is on top of Rockcastle County is actually the tallest of the bunch as of now. And folks east of 75, south of 64, threat for flash flooding. Watch this little cluster of storms racing eastward out of Bowling Green. Ladies, I've got more storms to the west of us with a big area of low pressure. Moral of the story, the storms are coming at us in waves, each wave with the potential to put down a quick inch or two, if not locally higher amounts of rain. Flash flood threat really high over the next few days.
Thank you, Chris. And we are always tracking storms on WKYT.com, and you can too. Use an interactive radar to zoom all the way into your neighborhood. Download the WKYT News and Radar apps to keep up with the weather when you're on the go. And share your photos and video with us. Email them to eyewitness@WKYT.com or use the hashtag KYWeather. A police chase in Lexington took an unusual turn. Police say they ended it for safety reasons, but minutes later, the suspect's SUV hit a police cruiser.
An officer suffered injuries in that crash on Elm Tree Lane near Rand Avenue. We were there as police arrested the suspect. Victor Puente is tracking the investigation tonight. It's our top story at 6.
The crash that ended this morning's chase came after police had attempted to call it off themselves. They say it started when 28-year-old Wesley Brown was observed making a narcotics transaction.
Our patrol units attempted to stop the vehicle. At that point, that vehicle did refuse to yield to the officers.
So a chase began near Curley Avenue, but police soon called it off, saying it was getting too dangerous. Shortly after, that SUV came crashing into Officer Christopher Burlow's cruiser on Elm Tree Lane.
The officer never saw it coming, I don't believe. I think he just was hit before he even knew what had happened.
That's because that SUV didn't come from a road, but this sidewalk. Police say Wesley Brown tore through here from Rand Avenue in an attempt to hide from them.
At that point, the suspect jumped out of the vehicle, fled on foot.
Witnesses tell us despite his airbag deploying, Officer Burlow chased after Brown on foot, helping other officers make the arrest. Police say it's lucky no one else was hurt.
If anyone's coming around that corner, they're going to get hit. If someone's coming on a bicycle this direction across the sidewalk, they're going to get hit.
Police say the SUV Brown was driving was reported as stolen. That added another charge to the list he was facing following the crash, including trafficking, driving on a suspended license, fleeing or evading, assault, wanton endangerment, and receiving stolen property. In Lexington, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Officer Burlisle was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. Police say Brown had a passenger. She was questioned at the scene, but police say she has not been charged.
A southeastern Kentucky woman calls it self-defense, but police call it murder. Tonight, the Knox County woman has been arrested for stabbing a man to death. Police say 34-year-old Jessica Hubbard attacked the victim during an argument yesterday afternoon. They say they found him lying in a road. Today, Hubbard talked to our Phil Pendleton from jail.
This is Jessica Hubbard.
Jessica Hubbard is in jail charged with murdering a man by stabbing him.
He was wheeling on my face. He broke my nose, crushed my sinus cavities. There ain't no man gonna, beat me now without me self-protecting myself.
Hubbard says the problems came when Don Woolham started a fight with his girlfriend just outside her Barberville home.
They had been in fighting all day.
It happened right in front of Wayne Brock's auto shop next door to Hubbard's home. He says he saw Hubbard go after Woolham. She claims she stabbed him after he hit her. Brock says that's not what he saw.
And when she slings a knife at him, she cuts him a little bit on the arm or something. Then he hits her. And then she gets another good lick in. When she did that, it got him. She sunk the knife in him.
Stabbing victim then got in a car. And witnesses say that they saw the car that Woolham was in either crash or run off the road here, about a quarter of a mile from where he was stabbed. He later died at a local hospital. Hubbard was arrested at her home, taken to the hospital, then to jail.
I mean, I didn't mean to kill the man.
She meant to do what she had in mind doing. She done it.
Hubbard is facing 1 count of murder in Knox County. Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Witnesses say the violence happened in front of 3 small children.
A Kentucky County clerk sued for not issuing marriage licenses has now filed her own lawsuit. Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis is suing Governor Beshear, claiming he violated her religious freedom by telling all county clerks to issue marriage licenses or resign. Davis is one of a handful of county clerks who stopped issuing marriage licenses after the U.S. Supreme Court legalized same-sex marriage nationwide. In a statement, the governor's office said he has no legal authority over county clerks and that they are elected officials who answer to the court system. The ACLU filed a lawsuit against Davis on behalf of 4 Rowan County couples. A federal judge is expected to rule in that case next week. Some Kentucky politicians had called for it to be removed, but tonight it looks like a statue of Kentucky native and Confederate President Jefferson Davis will be staying in the state capitol Rotunda. The State Historic Properties Advisory Commission voted to keep the statue today. According to the recent Bluegrass poll, 73% of Kentuckians surveyed think it should stay as well. But as Sam Smith tells us, those who want the statue removed say they'll continue their fight.
This commission considered what to do with the statue of Jefferson Davis in the Capitol Rotunda. Keep it or remove it. They voted 7-2 to keep it.
The President of the United States and the President of the Confederacy were both native-born Kentuckians, even though they moved to other places. Illustrates this dichotomy, illustrates the division that many Kentucky families felt, many Kentucky communities felt, continue to feel as a result of the Civil War.
The decision to keep it there was made under the condition that the statue will be put in perspective.
The history is important, but that we also believe that we need to explain the context of the Civil War with respect to that statue being in the Rotunda.
I don't think you need a statue of Hitler in the state capitol to discuss the ills of Nazism.
The commission's decision can be overridden by an executive, legislative, or judicial order, which gives hope for those against the decision.
We are encouraged that both candidates for governor have indicated that they would support removing. So I don't think the issue is over.
In Frankfort, Sam Smith, WKYT.
A committee will be formed to decide how visitors to the Capitol Rotunda should be educated on the context of the statue. This afternoon, Governor Beshear released a statement saying while many feel the statue should be in a museum setting, adding the historical context to the statue is critical.
The search continues tonight for a Laurel County man charged in connection to a crash that killed 6 people in Tennessee. Police told us this afternoon they had nothing new to report on the search for 39-year-old Benjamin Brewer. They say in June his tractor-trailer crashed into 8 cars on I-75 in Chattanooga. Police say he was driving under the influence. Earlier this week, a Hamilton County, Tennessee grand jury indicted Brewer on 6 counts of vehicular homicide. Today marks an important deadline in the future of the Centrepointe project in downtown Lexington. In May, city leaders gave developer Dudley Webb 90 days to allow a development group time to look over the project. We checked with Mayor Jim Gray's office today. The mayor's spokeswoman says the city has no comment and the 90-day agreement ends at midnight. Our call to Webb's office was not returned. Before the 90-day period began, the city was demanding that Webb fill in the Centrepointe block. Well, some frightening moments for a driver in Lexington when her car flipped off a road.
It happened along Palumbo Drive around 1 this afternoon. Lexington firefighters say the woman lost control of her car, hit a fire hydrant, overcorrected, and then flipped off the road and into a parking lot. They say some people were driving and walking in the parking lot at the time.
Some of them were pulling out. You know, they might have been hit if things, you know, she'd moved down a couple feet. They may have been hit. She come by them. If there were pedestrians on the sidewalk, it could have been a totally different scene.
Firefighters say they had to cut the driver out of her car. They say she was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
Tonight, the Georgetown Police Department is moving into its new home. The department will move into a new building on Bourbon Street in Georgetown. Georgetown police say they're no longer working out of a building on Quality Drive. Police say they're still in a transition phase as they move everything into the new building. They plan to have a grand opening celebration once they get settled.